Alright, so what we as parents can do at this age, encourage your baby to explore. Let them go around crawling everywhere that they want. You know, I mean, of course you have to provide a safe environment so they don't hurt themselves, but allow them to go and explore. Just don't tie them to a car seat or to a cradle, or don't confine them. Let them go and explore so that they have the confidence. You know, all this plays a role as well. When they are confident, they will tend to explore more, do things more. So you can read to your baby. That's really, really, I mean, like, I've known there are studies to show that people who read, I mean, like, if you read at least an hour a day to your baby for, the first 3 years of your life, by 7, they can read very well in the book. And that's shown in the studies as well. Like, because of the exposure that they get. Alright, sing to your baby, play music. Response to wanted behavior more than punish the unwanted behaviors. Meaning, the baby will try better and do better if you say, yeah, you're a good baby, well done, good job, rather than you say no, 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 and no. So, they will try better and they will do better in the sense that they will be more confident to explore rather than keep holding themselves back because mommy keeps saying no. So that is really important as well. Positive reinforcement at this age is, will encourage them to go further. Okay? And naming things and body parts. Make it a game. This is, what is this? This is a cow, moo moo. This is a dog, wo wo, kind of thing. So, play games, point to objects in the car whenever you have time. Sometimes you think like, oh gosh, when would I ever have the time to sit down, like even for 15 minutes with your child? You'll be surprised. Traveling is a good way, with the baby in the car seat, you next door, if you're not driving. And then, whatever opportunity that you can, even during meal time, a spoon, this is salad, whatever it is. They learn even as we speak and talk, right? Rather than doing it in silence and, just get the task done, that kind of thing, right? So that's good opportunity, especially for those working mothers who don't have the time, so that's a good way. Okay, so 12 to 18 months, what can they do? They can walk on their own, alright, without help. They can pull toys along while they're walking. They can be able to squat down and pick up a toy. They can help undress themselves, right? Able to drink from cup and even feed with a spoon, okay? Point to one body part like the nose or a ear. Able to scribble spontaneously, that means they won't take the pen and put in the mouth. Okay, if they do that at 18 months, that's not right. Okay, they should be writing and scribbling. That's the nature of it because they've seen people doing it, and also it's just a tendency. If they put it in the mouth, then we have to think twice and see what's wrong with this baby. And then point to show needs, so they'll know that toilet, bottle, that kind of thing. Say several single words like sometimes it's just the end of the word. It's also fine. If it's how to say, can't think of an example now. Okay, sometimes they just use the end of words, but it's understandable that he used repeatedly every time. See that's the word that he used, so that's understandable as well, even though it's a different language. All right, play simple pretends, such as they'll feed the baby a doll. Food, or they raise a cup to the baby's mouth and drink as well. That's pretend, simple pretend. And they'll explore alone. So they will tend to leave the parents a bit more. So rather than just sticking to the parents and be afraid, they will come out of the parents' lap, go down, explore, but they will always keep looking back to see that the parents are there. So that's what they do at 18 months, to make sure the parents there, but I can still go and do my stuff. So what can we do at this stage, right? So of course reading, it depends on your culture. The culture of reading is definitely much better. Because in books, sometimes you are not just reading. Sometimes it can be just a picture book and you're just pointing out or having a conversation. You are also encouraging imaginative play and that kind of thing, so that they know, okay, but from the pictures they can tell a whole lot of a story. So that itself is also encouraging their imagination as well, not just like reading word to word, that kind of thing. And also naming things and body parts, as I mentioned earlier, I've given the example. play matching games. What they love is putting blocks into, match the shapes. The shape sorter, that is good, and also simple puzzles, where you put the different shapes into different like animal shapes and that kind of thing. So that's the thing that they love doing at this time. And they like putting objects into bottles, and they can do it repetitively. That's just for them to practice. Adding words to words that she started. If a baby or at this age says Baba or something, then encourage them. Just say that, yeah, good. Do you want a bottle or things like that? Don't just like Baba, yeah, they're just like babbling and nobody knows what they're talking and But just encourage them, because if you say like, yeah, that's good. Do you want a bottle? Eventually, the Baba will become a bottle if you keep doing it that enough. So whatever they use, whatever words that they use, try to add on more words to it so that you make it like a sentence or things like that. And also let the child help with dressing and feeding. I find that really lacking, I think, because parents love their kids so much, they do everything for them. They don't even need to lift a finger. I've seen kids like just wear clothes, like everything is just bundled out on them. But encourage them to raise a hand, put out the feet and stick out the feet so that they themselves learn also. That not only teach them how to put on the clothes, but teach them independence. If you think about it, it's independence. They can do this myself eventually, in a few months maybe. Okay, so at first, toddlers will need help and encouragement to try new activities. Coordination comes with practice. So what can I say? Practice, practice, and practice, right? So she will need to hold your hand initially, but then later they'll be running around free, that kind of thing. So they need a lot of chance to exercise the big muscle as well. If you think about it, they are all learning from scratch. Sometimes we take for granted and get frustrated. Can't you even do this right? But you must always remember they are exercising their muscles. The muscles are developing. They are growing. Coordination is coming in. Sometimes they spill. It's very normal for them to spill. Even though at 3 years old, the graph is not good and that kind of thing. So it's tendency to spill. So don't go like, you can't even do this right. Okay? Because we are different and they are different. Okay? At their level, that's the best that they can do. Encourage them. Doesn't matter. Try again. If it spills, try again. If it doesn't go into the mouth, it goes into the clothes. Try again. So it's just mainly practice and practice and practice. All right. So, and what's good is to incorporate, like I said, those parents with no time, it's good to do everything into their daily activities, like, feeding them, changing them, when they're sitting, eating or whatever, that's the opportunity arises to even play with them at that point, okay? So, okay, so this is the last slide. Maybe I'm just going to share a bit on how, I like the word grow pants. I have only heard about it, about the grow pants when I was invited to speak, and I think it's so much better than other pants like you call dry pants or whatever, diaper pants or whatever, that kind of thing, because you're really growing into it if you think about it. If the pants is not only a part of like, eventually everyone wear pants, right? So it's also a step of growing up as well. So if you put on pants much earlier, it will encourage them to dress much faster as well. In the sense they will need to help themselves. No way you can put on the pants without even asking them to lift up the feet. Unless you have two people, one dad holding the leg up and one mother trying to put the pants on. So that's a way opportunity for them to participate, to take part, to learn to do it. So pants is definitely graduating from tape to pants. I think should that should come on as early as possible. Once they are able to bear weight and stand, that it should be in already, because that helps them and grow them rather than lying there and doing everything for them at that point, right? So I love the word grow pants. Help them to what? And the other thing, just to mention a bit as well, all these are part of learning and growing. Sometimes we just take for granted. I have parents coming to ask me like, can I give them Nestle now? I say, yeah, why not? 6 months, go ahead. But the thing is like, can I just put it into the milk? Or should I feed them? I say a very good question, because I always tell them, encourage parents that you need to think, why are you giving the Nestle? Is it just to make them full? Some parents like, oh gosh, feeding every 2 hours, I just need to drag a bit of time to have time for myself. So they put it in the bottle. But I always tell them that it's also a process of learning. You know, it's not just making nestum, you know, and they grow bigger or whatever. But it's mainly for them to learn to eat as well, you know, for them to learn the texture of how nestum tastes, or you know, not, sorry, nestum, I don't know why I say nestum, cereal tastes like, alright? So that's also part of learning, for them to learn the texture, learn how it feels in the mouth, and you know, the stickiness of it, and how to swallow as well. So I always tell parents, you should start weaning them as early as 6 months, and you know, and in a proper way, like not just put it into the bottle or whatever, but really feed them. It's going to get messy, very difficult for you. You have to clean up and everything, but it's good for the babies and the child, right? I guess that's it from me. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give a big round of applause to Dr.